Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
With Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
The boxing world is on fire as Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford officially signed for a mega fight that could shake up the sport. Analysts and boxing legends are divided. Some say Crawford's elite skills make him a serious threat, while others argue Canelo's knockout power and size advantage will be too much to handle. Mike Tyson, a true icon, isn't on board with this fight. He believes Crawford struggled against Israel Madrimov due to size and awkwardness, suggesting that moving up to 168 pounds against Canelo is a risky move that could backfire in a major way.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight. You know, and he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. Right. Should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky.
David Benavidez shares a bold perspective on this mega fight, believing Terence Crawford has a real shot at victory. Benavidez wouldn't be shocked if Crawford pulled off a shocking upset. His elite skills, champion mindset, and relentless work ethic could dethrone Canelo.
Looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight, and it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question. But do you use that for motivation at all? Like Canelo's, like, you know?
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Benavidez openly admits he isn't eager for this fight. He emphasizes that Canelo is the true pay-per-view draw, the fighter everyone dreams of facing for a massive boxing payout. However, Crawford jumping multiple weight divisions is a risky move he disagrees with, questioning its impact on fight odds.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But I see that weight class. I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Alexander Usyk, a true ring strategist, views this showdown as a clash of power versus precision. He recognizes that Canelo Alvarez, the naturally bigger fighter, brings size into play. However, Usyk believes skill outshines size, backing Terence Crawford as the sharper, more technically gifted boxer. According to Usyk, boxing IQ, elite footwork, and precision punching win fights, and in his eyes, Crawford holds the real edge.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence, it's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence, it's different man. Terence work in two две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
He's
And
a
switch hitter.
Yes.
He's a switch hitter. Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very, very, very smart. But feel distance and plays like
Adjustments.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking, exactly.
But, Canelo big, yeah. Canelo too. It's a good boxer, but I say Terence.
Wow.
Boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. has shared his expert prediction for this blockbuster fight. He envisions two possible outcomes. If Canelo Alvarez enters the ring in peak condition and executes his game plan flawlessly, victory is his. However, if Canelo isn't at his best, Terence Crawford will seize the opportunity and dominate. According to Jones Jr., this high-stakes battle hinges entirely on which version of Canelo shows up under the bright lights on fight night.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What does he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
Sean Porter, a former world champion who has battled Terence Crawford, has raised concerns about this blockbuster matchup. While Porter acknowledges Crawford's elite skill set and ironclad resilience, he questions whether Crawford can withstand Canelo Alvarez's devastating knockout power. Porter, who has experienced Crawford's physical strength firsthand, knows he's a dangerous opponent. However, stepping up against a powerhouse like Canelo, who has dismantled much larger fighters, presents an entirely different challenge. While Crawford's elite defense is remarkable, absorbing Canelo's vicious shots could be a serious test of durability.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Amir Khan, who once stepped into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, is sending a clear warning to Terence Crawford, stay away from this fight. Khan has first-hand experience of Canelo's devastating power and believes Crawford is taking a dangerous gamble. Jumping to 168 pounds isn't just risky, it could be career-ending. Khan insists that facing Canelo at super middleweight is a financial and physical disaster waiting to happen.
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast at that weight. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Canelo versus Jamel Charlo playing out.
I think Canelo just outboxes him. Well, no, doesn't outbox him, but I think just outpowers him and beats him to the punch. And you do give Canelo does have some sort of decent speed as well. So I think Canelo just wins that fight easy.
Would it be a knockout?
Could be, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Former champion Caleb Plant praises Terence Crawford for his strength and exceptional boxing IQ, calling him a dangerous opponent in any match. He acknowledges the weight difference, but highlights Crawford's ability to adapt. Plant believes Crawford's elite strategy and technical skills could be game changers. making this fight more competitive than many expect. With his unique fight tactics, Crawford remains a serious threat.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, you know, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch, he's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw, he can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, you know, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, you know, be able to find out firsthand.
Teofimo Lopez isn't backing Terence Crawford in this blockbuster showdown. According to Lopez, Canelo Alvarez is simply too powerful, too experienced, and too dominant at higher weight classes. He believes that at some point, Canelo will land a devastating knockout punch, ending the fight in spectacular fashion.
What round does Crawford get knocked out? I'm gonna put 8. Let's put it on the universe. So I'm gonna put it on 8. 8. And if it goes the other way, I 8. You know, I 8. So yeah, Ryan, Joe, and Eddie Reynoso also. That'd be cool, man. We all get work. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our own underground boxing, me and Ryan, before we fight.
Ryan Garcia echoes Teofimo Lopez's thoughts, believing Canelo Alvarez's sheer power and size will overwhelm Terence Crawford at 168 pounds. While Garcia admires Crawford's skill set, he doubts Crawford has the physical strength to compete with a dominant champion like Canelo in the super middleweight division.
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. So, yeah, Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason, right?
He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and the winners would fight each other. Is that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but I'm
What do you
down.
think of that?
I don't care. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo too.
Last one, I gotta do this. I agree with you that there's just like there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there's
Yeah.
be more testing organizations, not just one.
100%.
Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about no body?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, they might sue me.
Veteran trainer Joe Diaz delivers a bold take. He sees zero chance for Terence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez. While Diaz acknowledges Crawford's elite skills, he believes this matchup is a mismatch. He argues that Canelo's knockout power, weight advantage, and brutal strength will be overwhelming. According to Diaz, Crawford's technical brilliance won't be enough to survive against Canelo's sheer dominance.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
A lot.
Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has some doubts about this mega fight. While he recognizes Terence Crawford as a world-class fighter, he believes the weight difference is a major issue. Hearn argues that even if Canelo Alvarez wins at 168 pounds, it won't boost his legacy much after all. He's facing a naturally smaller opponent who started at 140 pounds.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Conor Benn sees this as a high-stakes showdown, believing both fighters have an equal shot at victory. While many back Canelo due to his size and power, Ben highlights Crawford's elite boxing IQ and tactical brilliance. In his view, this is a true 50-50 fight where one game-changing moment could decide everything.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo. Yeah.
Canelo, I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia, it's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Shakur Stevenson stands firmly behind Terence Crawford, emphasizing that elite skills win fights. He sees Crawford as the superior technician and shuts down doubts about his size, insisting that Crawford is not only bigger than people assume, but also stronger, making him a dangerous force in the ring.
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes. Yeah. He's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him in
person and
he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day, he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
No cap.
I did tell him after the Spence fight, I said, man, go get Canelo. You the greatest.
Yeah.
This era.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question, yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together, because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight, saying actually it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
Jeff Mayweather, a respected boxing analyst, praises Terence Crawford's elite skill. He acknowledges Crawford's superior technique, but cautions that Canelo Alvarez's power and experience make him a dangerous challenge in any fight.
It's kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win. And take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
Yeah, so we have, is it almost kind of a battle of, we have two guys, obviously the best, two of the best 3 or 4 boxers in the sport, regardless of weight class, but, which one is closer to the version of their prime, right? They're both getting older. I mean, they're both still, very, very good at this point, but, do you think maybe one of them it's time for them to start falling off, and that might be the difference in this fight, that one starts to trail off a little bit?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, both guys are aging, and you never know. You never know when they're going to show their age. So it could be either one of them that does that. But I mean, I just lean toward Crawford because I just dude has so many skills, and I mean, I just see that him possibly winning the fight by decision.
Boxing trainer Stephen Bradley Edwards believes Terence Crawford has the skills to defeat Canelo Alvarez, highlighting his elite mobility, superior reach, and relentless stamina. He stresses that Crawford's ability to fight while moving and his mental toughness can counter Canelo's aggressive pressure.
Catches, he slips, he's really good. But Crawford is just so clutch. His conditioning is so good. They're going to be about similar heights. Crawford's a little taller. He's longer. And I think that Crawford's adjustments in fights are so underrated. He is a master adjuster. He finds something in every fight and just goes with it. That last fight, people talk about he struggled. You know what he found that last fight? A simple jab. He just started beating the guy up with a jab. He finds something in every fight. And he don't fight a lazy fight.
Renowned boxing analyst Teddy Atlas is backing Terence Crawford for the win. According to Atlas, Crawford's exceptional boxing IQ, strategic adaptability, and elite skill set make him a dominant force. He insists that in high-stakes championship fights, intelligence and preparation outweigh size. For Atlas, Crawford's technical mastery and fight instincts are the key to securing victory.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Madridov, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Madrimov was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting updates. Stay connected for the next big reveal. You won't want to miss it.